Hi guys, welcome to Salt and Light. If you're new to the channel, my name is Kev and I'm building a 47-foot Dudley Dix design catamaran here in Japan. Well, we're in the last few days of summer here at the moment, and it's been a really warm summer, which I've enjoyed. It also means that I've actually got quite a lot of work done. Now, I have been working quite hard. I've been working 6 days a week, pretty much all summer, and usually starting about 5:30 in the morning through to about 5:30 at night. They've been long days, but I have been able to achieve, as you can see, I've got a roof above me, that I've actually been able to achieve quite a lot during summer. In this video, and this will be one that I know some of you have been waiting for, we're going to look at a bit more detail on doing the installation, say that twice quickly, the installation of the insulation and the lining panels on the insides of the hulls. So the outside skins of the hull are a 12mm marine ply. On the back of that is a 40mm foam, polystyrene foam, and then a 6mm inside lining panel, which lines the inside of the hull. When I was looking at the method in which I was going to use to put the foam and the lining panels on, I guess I had a couple of options. One was to go and do all of the fillets on the stringers and bulkheads first, and then come back, sand all of those, prepare the surface, and then glue the foam in. Well, I thought I've got to round off the foam anyway to suit the fillets that would be in there. So I figure, well, why not make the fillet, the radiuses on the foam, the size that I want, and then when I go to fit it, run the fillets in first, and then I'm able to push the foam into the soft resin, and that way I get the size radius that I require, and also there's no cleaning up. I can run the fillet in. I don't have to be super neat with it. I don't have to sand it. I can just put it in and then push the piece of foam in, and I've decided to do it that way. However, in doing that, it made the workflow pretty intense, because once you started, you couldn't stop. You just had to keep going. So once you started applying the resin onto the plywood, and then the fillets, and then the second coat of resin, we're using the wet resin as a glue to glue the foam into place as well. So it had the resin that was on the plywood, plus the thickened resin for the fillets, to hold it all into place. But it did mean that it was pretty full on, pretty hectic getting all of that done. The mixture of resin that I've used for the fillets, on the bulkheads I've used a mixture of Cabosil and milled glass fibre, and then on the fillets it's just the Cabosil with the resin. And as I mentioned before, yeah, all of that was wet, and I've applied the foam into that wet resin, so the whole lot just becomes one unit. And on top of that, I've put the plywood panels on as well at the same time, and run the fillets down the sides of the panels, which you'll see later on. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, please leave a comment. I enjoy interacting with you via the comments, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Well, it's a pretty chilly day here today in Toyama. One of the things I've got to get done today is I've got to finish cutting the foam insulation that will fit in between the outside skin and the inner lining. All of the flat foam has been cut. It's just where the foam that will sit on top of the radius chine and of course they're not straight, they're not parallel sides, so they're a bit of a wedge shape. I need to cut them at a bit of an angle. So I've made up a little jig. I've made two little jigs, one to mark out the dimensions. I've gone through and measured the width of each piece at each end, the length that they need to be, and so I've got a template made up with all those measurements on it, marked on it. I'm just going to lay it onto my foam now, cut it, and then I've made up another template which I will just lay on top, and they'll be able to run them through the saw and make the cuts required to make these pieces fit nicely. As part of the kit, the foam for the radius chines came with the profile already cut into it. So I just needed to cut them into strips and then cut them to length. Then I was able to use my cardboard template to mark the sizes onto those pieces. The jig that I made to be able to cut these pieces down to the right sizes was just a piece of ply cut parallel, but into it I put some nails which I was able to then line up the marks that I'd marked onto the foam, push the nails into the foam, and that would hold it in position while I ran it through the saw. And with the 6mm plywood lining panels, I ran a rebate along the top and bottom edge just so that the radius chines would be able to sit onto that, and also there will be a second strip that will go up onto the shear clamp later on. As I was going through these videos, I realised that I actually started machining and cutting these panels back in November last year, and didn't end up finishing all of the insulation and lining panels getting installed until April this year, till the end of April this year. This video is a little bit longer than what I'd normally make, but I wanted to try and give you a sense of just how much work was required to get all of the insulation and lining panels in. The process that I use, and I didn't quite capture it here, is the first thing that I do is I paint the back of the lining panels with a coat of resin. Then I would come into the hull and paint the area with resin, and then I would apply the fillets to the stringers, and also in this case the backbone. After that I would then apply a second coat of resin to the lining board, and then I would come in and do a second coat to complete both hulls. The hull section. Then I would put the fillets in for the bulkheads. So I did all of the bottom boards first. It just made it easier when it came to do the other pieces. Made it easier to stand on and just to work in. When it came to doing the side pieces, I found that by painting underneath the stringers first, that gave me enough resin to be able to use a spatula to spread it out over the rest of the board. So I was actually able to be quite economical with my resin. So I found that it was easier just to put the radius chine foam in, let it set, and then come back and cut and fit the plywood for the radius chine later. When I was gluing all the plywood up to make the radius chines, I did glue up extra sheets for this very purpose, to be able to line the insides of the hulls.
Some kind of butterfly, baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me in the rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, 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 oh,
So after giving the backs of the radius chine lining pieces a second coat of resin, I then apply thickened epoxy to the stringers and also to the rebates on the upper and lower lining panels. So this completes one side of one compartment. Now there's 5 compartments in each hull, and obviously two sides to each compartment. So yeah, do the math. There was a lot of resin, a lot of mixing, and yeah, as I said, it took me about 4 months to complete this part of the project. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. In the next video, I'm actually going to do a little bit of a walk around to give you a good overview of where the boat is at the moment. September will mark 2 years of actual work. So I started in July 2021. I've had a couple of months off traveling back to Australia in those couple of years. So September will be 2 years of actual working. So I thought, yeah, let's have a look and show you where the boat's at. So stay tuned for that one, and we will see you in the next video.